So Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm. We all know that it's going to happen, including Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, and you can just tell by their actions that they know it's coming, and they are very, very happy about it happening. So like I said, we all know that Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm soon. It's a given. Every single sign that we have point towards it. And I'm not just talking about people like Doomcock. I'm not just talking about people that report that she's going to be leaving soon. I'm talking about people that know what they're talking about are reporting this. Huge trades are reporting this. People that we never thought would ever talk badly about any Disney property. We have people like Forbes going after, The Atlantic going after Disney, Forbes talking about how poorly Disney is being managed, in particular the Lucasfilm division, the Kathleen Kennedy firing Gina Carano stuff. They were talking about how horribly managed, how poorly that situation was handled with Gina Carano. And it really was. It was kind of a show of just how much of a clown world Disney lives in, how much of a clown world Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy live in when you have people under them like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni who go out there and just create greatness whenever they feel like it. You know, you tell them to do something, they're going to make it great as long as it pertains to Star Wars. They're just very, very talented when it comes to Star Wars. They should not be under people like Kathleen Kennedy who just don't know how to make good Star Wars content. It's obvious. Not only is she not creatively inclined, and we all know what I'm about to say already, but not only is she not creatively inclined, she also can't do the business side of things right, which is really what she's hired for. Like George Lucas went out there and hired someone like Kathleen Kennedy, and if he were to come back, he would still want someone like Kathleen Kennedy there, just someone who's actually good at their job. But he hired Kathleen Kennedy to come in and do the business side of things. He got her to come in and handle the business stuff, and she can't even do that. She can't even do that right. She has people, writers, directors, actors, producers, fired or leave projects pretty much every single time they're hired on. It seems like every single time we're excited about a director or writer doing a Star Wars project, they're fired 3 months later for creative differences, or they part ways for creative differences. But we all know what that means. Someone butted heads with someone else. And it's probably the common denominator across all of these projects is Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe everyone who's speculating that Kathleen Kennedy is the problem is completely wrong. That's totally a possibility. But all we can do is speculate based on the probabilities that we have instead of possibilities. It is a possibility that Kathleen Kennedy isn't the problem. But the probability, what's probable, is that she is the problem. Because the common denominator is Kathleen Kennedy. But like I said, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they know it's coming. And you can tell by their actions that they know it's coming. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are just biding their time for them to get more power. Dave Filoni apparently got that promotion a good while ago, but I don't think it went into effect until recently. So you can tell that they're gaining power, but also the way that they're moving, you can just tell that they are gaining more power and that they know that something big is changing soon. And I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. But let's check out what Jon Favreau had to say back in the day whenever the Book of Boba Fett was first announced. And I'm sure that a lot of you have seen this already, but a lot of people forget about this. When Jon Favreau first started talking about the Book of Boba Fett and when The Mandalorian Season 3 would come out, this is exactly what he had to say when asked about the release date for The Mandalorian Season 3. Let's check it out.
I hope we have a drum roll or something, because you've got a big announcement, and I'm just gonna lay it out there. Take it away.
I do. Well, we have, at the end of the show, Boba Fett came out and it said the Book of Boba Fett coming coming December of 2021. And that wasn't part of the big Disney announcement, but here's the logo. We wanted to hold this back because we don't want to spoil the surprise during the big Disney announcement of all the shows when Kathleen Kennedy was up there. And so they let me keep this one a secret. So this is actually...
Also, that has always been kind of strange to me, the fact that they didn't announce that at the investor event. Yes, it could very well be that Jon Favreau, like he says, went up to Kathleen Kennedy, went up to the Disney higher-ups and says, can I keep this a secret so I can announce it at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2? That could very well be the case. But at the same time, it's just kind of crazy to me that a name as big as Boba Fett would be able to be a secret from the investors, will be able to be kept a secret from the investors after the Disney Investor Day. That's always been strange to me, and I've always wondered in the back of my head, because the rumors have always been there that Jon Favreau actually kept the Luke Skywalker cameo a secret from Kathleen Kennedy and from all the High Republic people, because after the Luke Skywalker cameo, the High Republic launched, and all of the High Republic people started blaming the Luke Skywalker cameo for the High Republic's launch failure. So it seemed like they didn't know it was coming for some reason, and it also seemed like that they really didn't like the fact that it came, because yes, it did steal your thunder, because your content sucks, and the Mandalorian Season 2 finale was very good. So it's not that much of a secret, it's not that much of a mystery why the High Republic failed and why the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian didn't fail, because it had a huge moment. It had one of the biggest moments in television history, not to mention Star Wars history. It's one of my top 3 moments in all of Star Wars. So yes, the High Republic failed, and no, it wasn't because of Luke Skywalker cameo, but that was definitely a reason why people started to realize, like, hey, The Mandalorian is actually pretty good. Why would I support this content over here that's the High Republic, that's Kathleen Kennedy's creations, when you got stuff like The Mandalorian finale that just happened? So I've always thought that it was strange that Jon Favreau was able to keep the Book of Boba Fett a secret from the Disney investors, when it could really boost your stock up if you have yet another show, because all the announcement that they made at that investor event was pretty amazing. You know, the sheer volume of Star Wars shows, of quality Star Wars shows, you know, Star Wars shows, I mean, obviously we haven't seen them, so we don't know if they're quality yet, but I'm saying, like, the hype behind these shows, Ahsoka, Kenobi, big shows, big name shows, Mando season 3, big name shows, and then you could have added on to that the Book of Boba Fett, which is another big name show that a lot of people would be hyped for, and you kept that a secret. Jon Favreau was able to keep that a secret. It seems weird, it seems off. I know this tinfoil hat, but maybe he just straight up hid the Luke Skywalker cameo, and he also straight up hid the fact that the Book of Boba Fett is coming out. I don't know. You can decide for yourself. I know this tinfoil hat.
Separate from The Mandalorian season 3. But what we didn't say in that announcement is that the next show coming up, Kathy said the next chapter, and that's going to be the Book of Boba Fett. And then we go into production right after that on season 3 of The Mandalorian, you know, back with the main character that we all have known and loved. So that's going to be pretty soon following that.
Okay.
So
I wish that was true. I really do. Honestly, the fact that Mandalorian season 3 could possibly be being pushed back because of the Book of Boba Fett, I wish that we were getting Mando season 3 right now. That's what I want to see. Yes, the Book of Boba Fett is cool. It seems like it's going to be a cool concept. I want to see more of Boba Fett. Of course, Boba Fett's a cool character, and they made him even cooler in Mando season 2, but I want to see Mando season 3 a lot more than I want to see the Book of Boba Fett. It is what it is, but I think that they pushed it back for a reason. And if you look at the release dates for all these Disney Plus shows, you can just tell that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni know that something is going to happen in October. Something is going to happen in October. And I know that the Book of Boba Fett is already finished filming. I know that they're kind of already finished with the show already, but I don't think Kathleen Kennedy wanted anything to do with the Book of Boba Fett. I think what she wants something to do with is what's already been proven to be successful in The Mandalorian. So they pushed that back. They're waiting for her to be gone before they start production on that. Why else would they be pushing back the production on that so much when Jon Favreau promised to us that The Mandalorian season 3 would go into production right after the Book of Boba Fett was done? And that didn't happen, and that's not going to happen. The Mandalorian season 3 is going to be pushed back so much past the Book of Boba Fett that it's going to actually hurt. I wanted to see The Mandalorian season 3 so bad that really the Book of Boba Fett kind of pissed me off whenever it was announced, because I knew The Mandalorian season 3 would be screwed. I think that there's something much deeper than this. Look at all of these release dates. Yes, the Book of Boba Fett is coming out in December of 2021. We already know that. But then we have Mandalorian season 3 TBD. I don't think it's going to come out right now. The rumors are saying spring 2022, but I would say more like late 2022, maybe even early to mid 2023 is when I would guess that the show would come out. Ahsoka probably coming out towards late 2022, maybe mid to late 2022, but I think that Kenobi, which we'll talk about in 1 second, is going to be coming out mid 2022. Rangers of the New Republic probably not going to happen unless Gina Carano comes back, which is very, very possible. I think it's going to happen once again, once Kathleen Kennedy leaves. I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni know that's going to happen, so they shelved Rangers until that is able to happen, until Gina Carano is able to come back. But I think the show will be delayed a good bit. Andor 2022, not really a Mandoverse show, not really a Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni creation, even though Dave Filoni is still going to be heavily involved because he's the head of story, all that great stuff. But then, like I said, Kenobi probably coming out mid 2022 is what I would guess, maybe even towards the earlier side of 2022. Yet another not Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni creation, and none of these other ones are Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni creations. But the fact that all of these are coming out after Kathleen Kennedy's contract is supposed to not be renewed in October. On October 30th is when her contract officially expires. All of these shows are coming back in an area where they really can thrive. With Kathleen Kennedy now worried about Indiana Jones, probably until she's gone, they can really make these shows and have no interference from Kathleen Kennedy. I think that they did this on purpose. Why else would they let Marvel have this entire year before they go into the Star Wars stuff? Because we're really not getting that much Star Wars stuff this year. Mando season 2 ended, I think, maybe January of this year, maybe even December of last year. I'm not really sure. I think it was January of this year when Mando season 2 ended. And other than that, I mean, we're getting Bad Batch. You think Kathleen Kennedy really cares about Bad Batch? No. We're getting Star Wars Visions. Do you think that she really cares about Star Wars Visions? The answer is no. She cares about the Mandoverse stuff, the stuff that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing, because that's what other people care about. That's what's making Disney, Lucasfilm money right now. That's what's making Lucasfilm, that's what's making Star Wars successful. That is what's reviving the Star Wars name. That's what she cares about. And I think that they're pushing back the Mando season 3 for that specific reason, so that they can have free reign to do whatever they want. So that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau can truly just do whatever they want, probably including bringing Gina Carano back. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you think that they're pushing back all of these shows? Do you think that they're having all of these release dates be in an area where they can really just stay away from Kathleen Kennedy, whether that's because she's going to be on the Indiana Jones set or because she will be gone from Lucasfilm when October 31st hits? Let me know what you think in the comments. I know that this sounded a little bit tinfoil hat, but I truly think that something fishy is going on, because I don't think Jon Favreau would just come out in that Good Morning America interview and just straight up lie to us for no reason. I think that he truly thought that Mando season 3 would start production right after Book of Boba Fett, and I think they pushed it back for a specific reason, probably something to do with Kathleen Kennedy's contract. But like I said, as always, let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both those links will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one.